What?
Yeah, have you not seen?
I seen him. Yeah, he's good, but
4 catches, 166 yards.
Yeah, I saw that. I was gonna put him on my FanDuel team, but I swapped him out the last minute.
No one cares about your FanDuel team.
And I would have won if I would have had him.
No one cares about your FanDuel team.
He put up like 40 points.
42. You want to know how I know? Because I tried to get him on waivers, and I got screwed on waivers because apparently winning is punishable in fantasy football, and
nobody cares about your.
No one cares about your FanDuel team.
Let's talk about it.
No one cares about your FanDuel team. No one. You don't even talk about it. You don't even care about your FanDuel team. My fantasy team is literally.
I won 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I've won every week except the one week I didn't win. Where like every third B-roll player on the NFL team decided to go off and have like 20 points. Like it was Joe Mixon had like 42. Kenny Stills, no, not Kenny Stills. The other receiver
nobody
had like
cares
40.
about your fantasy team.
I was like, bro, how
bro,
come
you don't even play for money? At least I play for money.
I'm smart enough to not. I'm smart enough to not.
Nah,
play for
he's
money.
a little cornball.
Oh no,
he just plays for clout.
It's bragging rights and like just incessant pettiness.
Anyways, what are you in second grade? Who doesn't play fantasy football for money?
First off, I'm in the first grade. For information.
Speaking of a lot at risk,
don't ever breathe that hard into the mic ever again.
The Las Vegas Raiders' entire starting offensive line and starting safety Jonathan Abrams
got the Rona,
or are at least in quarantine
allegedly
due to hanging out with Trent Brown,
who definitely
with no masks. Brown actually has COVID, and John Gruden actually even went on record saying he's actually concerned for his health right now. So, praise for Trent Brown. He actually looked good the last time the Raiders played the Chiefs. He brings an extra physical element to that team, especially as a right tackle.
Statistically, they're actually better without him.
Yeah, but
which is weird.
When you put the tape on, he's actually
one of the best tackles in football.
I mean, besides that, though, he just gives them an added edge and a lesser weakness. So
yeah, better to have him than to not have him.
Exactly. But yeah, man, as of now, Thursday night, when you're listening to this, the Raiders and Tampa Bay Buccaneers game was flexed from Sunday night to regular Sunday PM telecast. If you're on the West Coast, 1 p.m.
105.
And so they plan on playing the game despite the fact that the Raiders' entire starting offensive line is out. They only have 5 active linemen on the roster. You need 8 active linemen. And, well, they can't even sign any linemen because if you sign someone, they have to clear a 6-day quarantine. So, I don't know what's going to happen. But since the whole fiasco with the Titans...
I blame the Titans.
Since the whole fiasco with the Titans, they essentially changed the rule from rescheduling to being able to punish teams with forfeits and draft picks. So, yeah, the Raiders are looking at possibly forfeiting this game to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which would have been a great game considering, you know, that's Gruden's former team. It's Tom Brady. We only play him every so often.
I have PTSD severely for this game.
But, yeah, it might not happen, and if it happens, Patrick Omamah is going to be a starting guard.
Did you just say Patrick Omaha?
The guard from Jacksonville.
Amalie?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God,
that's probably not how you say it, but
I don't even think that's how you say it.
I was closer than you. I thought you were gonna start singing in here for a second, like a whim away, a whim. Like honestly, wow. God damn it, Pete.
Well, it just shows what the NFL is like. You guys already maxed out all the effort you can with the COVID protocols.
You can't keep pushing back games.
Yeah, you can't keep pushing back games. I mean, thanks Patriots, they did it, and like even the Chargers had 4 games altered, and then they have
Chiefs.
a single person test, and now it's starting to get around to every team. It's about to break out, and
Brandon Parker's going to be the starting left tackle.
I'm just not going to watch football this week. I'm going to sit this one out, guys. Just get rid of my whole fantasy team for a week. I'm probably going to lose.
Make a new fantasy team and put money on it.
But yeah, man, this is going to be a shit show.
And like my fantasy team's name is
And Ndamukong Suh's going to like literally have 5 sacks.
He's literally going to score 3 scoop and score touchdowns. And I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers starting this week on my defense. So it's kind of
Oh my
bittersweet.
god.
Now time to pick up something on the waiver wire.
It's pretty bare. It's pretty bare.
Or actually, do you get 10 points for keeping your opponent at 0 points for a forfeit?
Nah, but I do get 100 points if a kick gets blocked.
100 points? That's ridiculous.
Rule, bro.
That's ridiculous. I'd be pissed.
Yeah,
Good thing you guys don't play for
furious.
money.
it's a Mad Max type. Yeah, I killed somebody already. I got screwed out of at least 2 championships.
I mean, God, I thought it was bad by the guy I played this week losing by 0.4 of a point. Somebody got 100 points off a kick field goal.
One year, I had the highest scoring offense and the lowest scoring defense, and I fucking lost. I didn't even make the playoffs. Explain that to me. I, by a wide margin, outscored everybody and gave up the least amount of points. And I didn't even make... I made the consolation bracket.
Back to something that actually matters.
Oh, you mean the Minnesota Vikings championship hopes? Those are gone down the toilet. Those are done.
The one slice of hope here for Raiders fans out there is
This is like a rematch of the Super Bowl.
Lawyers are getting involved, and if it's one place the Raiders are undefeated, it's in court versus the NFL.
Bitches.
That's funny.
So we'll see what happens, but yeah,
This is like my worst nightmare though, because it's Tom Brady, who I hate as a Raiders fan. Tuck rule, all types of drama, and then it's the Buccaneers who beat the shit out of the Raiders on my sister's birthday in Vegas, and she just stopped watching football because of that. On her birthday, on her birthday.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm just like, it was 0-2. I got in a fight in school because I just refused to pay bets because I was talking so much shit and bet people.
well, they were supposed to smack them.
They're like, one dude went up to my mom. I was like, I'm really not paying you. And I'm going to beat you up. Because you walked up to my mom and asked her for money. How dare you? I went to Riley's, got a big ass burger and a shake and ate it right in front of him. I said, you want the change? Yeah. It was a dark time.
Sounds pretty dark.
It was a dark time for the Raiders, and I lived through all those terrible draft picks.
Wow, perfect segue.
I mean, hit the wrong button, but okay. Hello, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Cory. I'm actually calling from... Where am I calling from? Scotts Valley, California.
Wow, he's in our time zone.
Lit.
What's up, Cory? How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. How you two doing?
Good, man. Hanging in there. For those of you who don't know, Cory is the host of the Hardcore College Football podcast and website, all that. So, Kenny, throw it to you.
Penn State homer, but most importantly, he called the Big Ten, man. He called it. I'm personally tired of all these trash top 25 rankings. Get the Sun Belt out of my top 25. I'll take Michigan State in the top 25 at this point. But college football.
Let's not go that far.
Fair. I totally agree. I hate Michigan State. I've never had a quarterback out of Michigan State that came out of there that I trusted. Not a single one. So you're right. But in terms of the Big Ten coming back, what's going through your mind for these opening game weekends? Because we already know Nebraska's going to get their face kicked in by Ohio State.
Yeah, I can promise you that. I think I saw something on Twitter where someone made the case for why Nebraska and Ohio State are a rivalry. And then I saw that somebody said that in the last 5 meetings, Ohio State's won by 53 points per game or something like that. So, yeah, Nebraska, I don't know. I'm not a huge betting person, but if you're taking Nebraska, I don't even know what the betting line is, but Ohio State's going to cover that. I don't know what it is.
Plus 48?
Ohio State's going to cover that.
Dang.
Oh, my goodness. Sweet Jesus.
No, but in all fairness here, I think people need to at least calm down a little bit as far as the excitement for the Big Ten. Obviously, as you mentioned, I am a Penn State homer. But I think we have to remember kind of how the season started for most teams not named Clemson. People came out to kind of a slow start. A lot of teams really struggled in the beginning there. And so I wouldn't expect anything different from the Big Ten. expect some slow starts. Expect some kinks to kind of have to be worked out a little bit. I expect the teams that are good to win, but don't be surprised if we see some pretty ugly games this weekend.
Speaking of which, Nebraska is plus 27.5 points.
That is low.
Take it. Just take it. Just take it. Trust me, take it. You telling me if Ohio State gets up by 28 points, you really trust Adrian Martinez to throw the ball and get them back within 27? No, I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that.
A fluke touchdown?
I don't even know. If there's a prop bet out there to see if Adrian Martinez makes it through the game, I'm not really sure. Zach Harrison might implant him into the turf in the third quarter.
He is barely coming back from injury. He says he's healthy. I'm just like, isn't Michigan and Minnesota playing too this weekend?
Yes. Yeah, that's actually probably the best game of the weekend. I believe it's on prime time. It will be around 4 o'clock over here. The sad thing about me being out here is I'm technically supposed to work on Saturdays. So California really sucks. Central Time is great for college football, but it kind of sucks over here because what do you guys do at night? Just
watch Pac-12 games?
At night.
Watch Pac-12 games and tweet with a drunken, bitter, visceral depression?
It's all, I don't know.
Pac-12 after dark.
While you're free, I don't know.
Yeah, I have some of the most legendary Pac-12 after dark tweets of all time. They're pretty dark. And it's like while I'm switching from Pac-12 to Mountain West, like Hawaii and Fresno State late at night. Like, whew, it's a lot.
When I watch Pac-12 at after dark, I can have the TV on, but for some reason, any time I pick up my phone, my girlfriend wakes up and knows that I'm like watching. So if I just leave my phone alone, but she's got like a timer in her head or something. She knows when I pick up my phone. She's like, "What are you doing still out watching football?" So it's like, if I just have the TV on but no phone, I can get away with it. But as soon as I pick that phone up, knock the water over, I don't know, something happens, and she's like, "What the hell is going on in here?" So I don't tweet as much at night, and maybe that's probably for best. But no, let's talk about this Minnesota-Michigan game. I am pretty high on Minnesota. I know they lost quite a bit. Obviously, Tyler Johnson's gone, Antoine Winfield Jr.'s gone, Kamal Martin, and Rodney Smith and Shannon Brooks are gone. So they lost quite a bit. Obviously, Kirk Straka went to Penn State as the offensive coordinator, and so they brought in Mike Sanford Jr., who was at Western Kentucky. I still think that Minnesota's doing the best job compared to most of those teams in the West. I know Nebraska fans will come at me saying, we're actually recruiting the best. But I think Minnesota's doing a really good job of reloading, and I think they're going to be okay. I really do. This Daniel Jackson guy is a 4-star wide receiver from Kansas I also really like. But they still have a lot of key weapons. And one of the things, I don't really listen to Joel Klatt that much, but he had a good point the other day that the best quarterbacks right now that we've seen so far are the ones that already had experience. And so Tanner Morgan is one of the most experienced quarterbacks, not just in the Big Ten, but in the country. So that's going to go a long way for Minnesota. They still have Rashad Bateman, who decided to opt back in. I'm excited for this Minnesota team. And now this Michigan team, I get it. You think they can't get worse, but then every year they kind of just do something that you're like, what are they doing? But I think on offense, they're going to be better. Second year with Josh Gaddis, I have faith in him. I've met him personally. He's a really good guy, even though he's a Michigan guy now. He's a really good guy. They're going to have to figure out some things on defense because they lost Khalil Hudson, they lost Jordan Glasgow, they lost Laverne Hill, they lost Josh Metellus. So they lost some key pieces on that defensive side of the ball. But if they focus on running, Charbonnet, Haskins, I think they can have some success. But that's probably one of my favorite games of this weekend, and I think Minnesota wins, but it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a real close one.
Yeah, I kind of want to pick. I think Minnesota's just surpassed Michigan. They don't have the pressure of living up to a legacy that Michigan hasn't even lived up to since they had Denard Robinson. And with Bateman coming back, Michigan losing Nico Johnson, the wide receiver. It's kind of like, and then Dylan McCaffrey transferred to Nebraska, if I'm not mistaken. It's like I don't know who they're running out.
They got Milton. I think Milton's going to be a success. They're raving about Milton. So
they
I
call
think
him Baby
he's
Cam.
going to be a pretty decent quarterback for them. I'm just worried about how much they lost on defense They still got Daxton Hill and Avery Thomas